Hey yo, what's up everybody? It's Zane JJ. Today we're coming back a video basically talking about Pivx, and of course on this Pivx itself, this video we're going to talk about the Masternode. And of course previously I already done a video about talking about Masternode, I think at the start of the year, but of course I have not done an update about it. So today we're going to basically focus on one Masternode that I think that has potential. And of course I would say I'm currently running it, and of course I would say disclaimer itself, I will be posting some of the affiliate links down below to support the channel. And of course if you have not subscribed to the channel, kindly hit the subscribe button, turn on post notification, and leave a thumbs up to this video. And of course I do have a Patreon basically link down below. If you want to support the channel, to donate or whatsoever, feel free to do so. And of course I would say what you can do for me itself is basically click on the like button, subscribe to the channel, and of course without further ado, we're going to basically jump back into the recap talking about what is this Masternode topic that I'm talking about previously. So previously on my channel itself, I have done a content basically talking about Masternode 2022 explained, and of course from there, is it worth it to run, which Masternode to run, because there's like tons of Masternode in the crypto space itself. And of course, how can you make like 15k per month during that time itself, during the price of that level itself. And of course there's Masternode that offers up to 5,000 APY. So without further ado, I'm gonna basically do a recap itself. So on the video itself, I talk about mainly the Pivx Masternode, and after that from there the Pivx Masternode and the XSN. And of course I basically ran another wager Masternode itself. So I've currently run like 4 nodes, but of course I would say out of these 4 itself, there's only a few that is successful, and of course I would say not really in profit, but of course in this video we're gonna basically find out more about it. So without further ado, I'm gonna basically jump into the topic itself. What is Pivx? What is this Pivx Masternode? So over here, for those who are new to the space itself, you might not heard about this project itself. Pivx, basically this is one of the privacy coin out there, and after that I would say it's similar to like Monero, and of course you want to talk about Dash, something like a privacy cryptocurrency. And of course over here itself, the Pivx itself, you can basically use it, spend it, and of course the main feature that we're going to talk about is their Masternode slash, I would say, if you want to talk about like what is a Masternode, I would say it's similar to like Validator slash staking your coins. But of course it's not just that staking your coins off a online wallet or offline wallet. Basically you need to run the hardware 24/7, and of course there is some provider that is doing that. And of course Pivx itself, they are building their own wallet GUI to basically support this Masternode staking, making it more easier. And of course in the future, once it's implemented, I will definitely make a video about it. And of course, why do I want to stake on Pivx itself? First of all, the Masternode that I want to stake with, Pivx itself, you can basically use your Ledger wallet to basically link up towards the Masternode itself. Therefore your funds is not being allocated into like your VPS, or maybe like let's say your node provider. Basically you are not giving them, you are not surrendering your keys towards them. Instead you are using a hardware wallet to basically link up some of the protocol slash transaction itself, to basically link up with the Masternode itself. And of course from there, once it's linked up, you can basically start generating some passive income. So for Pivx itself, the Masternode that you want to run on is basically over here. We can see the price first. So for Pivx itself, the price is around like 22 cents as of today. And of course I started off my Masternode journey on maybe the 4th of January, which was currently around 50 over cents. But of course the price has already slashed into half. Therefore I'm totally making a loss on this itself if you want to compare it in the US dollar value. But of course if let's say Pivx went up back to the all-time high or something like that, all-time high is around $12, and of course from there I would say, yeah, basically we'll be making much more than whatever I'm really making right now, basically 50 cents. And after that, currently now it's half of the value. But of course I'm still going to run it, and of course I would say I'm not going to run it with a service provider, because I found out that you can run it on your own very cheaply, and of course I would say does not really cost you a lot. So how can you run a Pivx Masternode? So to basically run the Masternode itself, you will need to have hardware basically supporting the specification. But of course I would say for this Pivx Masternode itself, it's not really taking lots of space or hardcore technology, hardware to basically run it. It's very simple. You can basically head over to the website to click on the features itself, and after that you can just click on Masternode. And of course when we scroll down itself, it's basically going to tell you what is the Masternode all about, and of course you will get rewarded for doing that. And over here you can see this is the stats of the Masternode itself. There's around 25% of the supply being locked on Masternodes, and of course you can see there's around like 1,000 over nodes online. And of course the daily Masternode rewards itself is around 2.15 Pivx, and of course you will need to basically keep your Masternode online. And of course let's say your Masternode is offline within 120 minutes itself, it will expire, and of course you need to basically do the whole process of setting up again. So how does this work? Basically for your Masternode itself, you need to have 10,000 Pivx token, and after that from there you need to have a delegated IP address, basically a static one from your internet provider. If not, you need to you can run it with a VPS 24/7. If let's say you are running at home using an NUC or something like that, you can do it. And of course, from there, if you say there's some like stats over here, you can basically do like 2 masternodes or whatsoever. It's gonna tell you your projected rewards of whatever it is over here, and I'm gonna show you my personal progress with them. And of course, if you scroll down itself, there's some third-party nodes masternode service provider, which I'm currently using is onnodes. And after that, this over here is quite simple and of course easy to set up. And of course, they do give you a step-by-step guide to do it. And yeah, basically, if you scroll down itself, you can basically do your own hosting itself. And of course, you can click on the masternode setup to know what is the hardware requirements that is supposed to have. So if you scroll down itself, the requirement itself, you need to have basically minimum 50 GB of storage and 2 GB of RAM, and of course 1 dedicated CPU core. So over here, if let's say you're running on Windows or maybe you are using your own personal device itself and you wish to run the masternode itself, definitely you can download the software to basically run it on your own PC itself. But of course, the cons about that is you need to have your PC online 24/7 to basically keep it online, and after that, from there, your masternode will validate, and after that, will basically do whatever it needs to do to basically secure the network. And of course, you need to download the latest Pivx core wallet to basically do it. So as of now, if let's say you want to run it on your own PC itself and you want to use like Ledger to basically connect with it, you basically need to download another software called a STMP or something like that. It's some protocol that itself, but of course, from what I know about it, they are basically going to integrate that particular software into the Pivx core wallet itself. Therefore, you can do everything on the wallet. And of course, it is basically going to be released on like I think early January or next year itself. And yeah, basically over here, I'm going to tell you how much am I making off this masternode, which most of you guys are interested in about this video. So over here, this is my onnodes data dashboard itself, and after that, over here you can see I'm currently running like pack and the wager, and of course from there you can see I have a Pivx Masternode over here. Basically, it is running since 350 days ago, almost a year, and of course it's gonna expire soon. And once it's expired itself, I will not pay like $54 per year to basically run this node itself, because I can just run it off my own PC, and after that, from there I will say I have a delegated IP address. I can basically do it on my NUC, and of course I save like cost on this hosting itself. So I'm just going to show you basically the interest reward that they projected is 9.1% APR, and of course the total rewards that I yield is around 858 Pivx token. And after that, from there, if you click on it and scroll down, it's going to tell me every day itself. I will just tell you estimated every single day itself. I would say 1.5 day or so, you will receive like 3 Pivx onto your actual your own address itself when you do a masternode lockup or whatsoever. And after that, if you scroll down itself, it's telling me that over here you can see it's almost 1.5 day, and of course on some other days it's just basically one day every 24 hours I'm receiving like 3 Pivx on my account itself. And after that, from there we can see there's around 287 transactions, and of course it's estimated around maybe 1.2 days to basically receive a reward. Therefore, we can see my art time is around 350 days, and after that I've received like 287 transactions. So the total earnings itself in US dollar value is $198.50 as of today's price itself. So here we can see that today's price itself is around 22 cents. If let's say you want to run your masternode itself, I would say as of today, this timing, yes, you can consider running one itself, because you just need 10,000 Pivx token, and of course this 10,000 itself is going to cost you $2,000 instead of previously whatever I'm staking. It was around $5,000 or $6,000 to run one of these Pivx Masternode. And of course, I would say I'm going to show you my portfolio. So over here, this is my Pivx portfolio. You can see it's currently down around 57% since my purchase price itself. And of course, this over here I set the price to 0.001 because this is whatever I'm yielding. And after that, from there, just some of the stats over here might not be accurate, but over here you can see I spent around 2,000, and after another, yeah, basically $2,000 to get this 10,000 over Pivx itself. You can see this over here is around subjected to basically around $5,700 to get this 10,000 Pivx token previously at the price range of like 50 cents, 59 cents, and 59.5 cents, something like that. And after that, 56.97 cents. So here, these are the entry point that I gotten into Pivx previously during, I would say, during the January phase itself. So during January 2000, around 2020, around this period of time itself, this early January. basically I purchased the Pivx token, and after that it was at 50 cents. Therefore you can see my yield itself, whatever I'm yielding, is not able to cover my initial capital. Therefore this is one of the risks that you should consider. And of course, if let's say you are considered to run a masternode, these are the risks and of course the pros and cons you should take note of. So over here, the risk that you should take note of is basically this masternode running itself. So we can see that I purchased like $5,000 worth of Pivx during that time itself. And of course, the price of this Pivx like started to dip and everything. And of course, we can see that currently I'm not really making a profit out of it. But of course, in the long term itself, the pros itself, if let's say you are holding this token and you have some research on, you understand this project, and of course you somehow know that this project itself might be something in the future. And of course, I would say Pivx itself has a long history since 2016 of its launch, and today they are still over here in the market at basically top 600. Previously it might be around top 20 or something like that during the all-time high, but of course nevertheless the project itself is still developing. And of course, I would say crypto in the whole industry area itself, it is still relatively new. And of course, you are investing into software, like you are investing into the software stock or something like that. And of course, over here, if let's say you want to run the masternode itself, you have to take note of stuff that you need to do more research into it. It's not as easy as just buying the tokens, staking it on Binance or something like that, which basically you're putting your private keys with them, and of course you are giving them the full custody of your funds itself. Therefore I would say masternode, and of course this kind of validator is what I basically basically more interested in doing, because you are owning the keys, and you are doing stuff on chain. And after that, from there you basically learn stuff that is in the crypto space that you will not ever learn if let's say you do not want to step out of your comfort zone, and of course learn new stuff to basically run this type of nodes itself. And after that, I would say money itself, it is one of the concern that everybody is talking about if let's say you want to jump into like earning like passive income. And of course, nobody like to make losses or whatsoever. But over here, I would say Pivx itself is one of the investment that I've done. And of course, if you look at it, it is basically down 50%, almost $3,000 that is lost. But of course, technically not being lost if let's say I have not sell it. And of course, I would say that I'm running the node itself, therefore I'm earning more Pivx. Therefore this Pivx itself, I'm just hedging it to the future. Maybe 2 or 3, even 5 years later down the road, Pivx might just head back to the all-time high or even lower itself, just hit $1. I will basically double my money. If let's say it reaches $10, I basically make 10 times of my money, plus the yields itself. And of course, the annual yield return itself is around 9% for Pivx. And of course, from there I would say, if let's say you want to have the stats over here, so I'm basically making around total of 858 Pivx token within almost a year itself. So I would say the return itself is roughly around 8% to 9%, which whatever they are saying online itself is accurate. So this is the amount that I'm making. And after that, from there, if let's say you run your nodes itself, run any masternode itself, you have to know that whatever percentage that they are willing to offer on the masternode itself, you definitely can make like 1,000% or a 5k percentage APY on the masternode itself. But if let's say during that one whole year itself, the price tanked by like 10,000%, or drop by like not 10,000%, but of course drop by maybe let's say 90% of this value, whatever you're yielding itself, you can't really recoup it. Therefore, this is one of the risks that you have to know before you run any masternode itself. Because when you run this kind of masternode, basically on all node services itself, you are paying for the hosting fee, and after that, from there they charge you by monthly basis or annually basis. And of course, if you want to save on cost itself, you go for the annually basis. Basically every year you pay one time, and after that, from there you get a discounted rate. And of course, when you already purchase it itself, you will basically just use the whole period itself to utilize this passive income of generating your additional cryptocurrency like Pivx. And of course, when after 1 year itself, the price as of today, after 1 year, the price tanked into 50%. My 10% itself is not going to cover the losses, the initial capital. Therefore, I would say I'm just going to hold it longer. And after that, from there, I already know how to run my own masternode on Pivx on Windows itself, waiting for the new updates of implementation. Basically, I'm going to run the old masternode myself. And of course, by then itself, I have the freedom to basically stop running the masternode. And after that, from there, I can sell all of my coins if I want to in the future. And after that, from there, this is just one of my investment, and of course one of the update that I have long due since the release of the video itself. So you can see it started on the 4th Jan, and as of today is at the 14th of December. Basically almost a year itself running this type of nodes itself. I'm going to tell you, based on experience itself, the crypto market is not doing well, it is tanking. And of course, from there, this is all of the risks that you need to take note of if you want to run your own masternode itself. And of course, if you wish to basically earn passive income itself, I would say do it on chain itself, because you hold the private keys. You are basically managing your own private keys. You are not relying on a third-party entity like exchanges to basically yield your funds for you. And of course, if let's say they do exit scam or rug pull or whatsoever, shit is gonna happen. And after that, from there, you do not want to lose your money that way itself, I would say. So on chain staking itself is much more of the ideal way to basically go about, like if you want to generate passive income. This is what cryptocurrency is here for. And after that, I would say decentralization, being your own bank. And of course, if it's not your key, it's not your money itself. So if you want to buy a hardware wallet itself, it's all linked down below. And of course, I've come to the end of the video. If you like the video, kindly leave a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and of course turn on post notification. And I'm gonna see you on the next one. Bye bye. Peace.